In this episode of Reddit Responds, Reddit considers the following scenario. There's a population of 7.5 billion humans and 19 billion chickens at any given time. If there was a chicken rebellion, how would you prepare to fight off your 2.7 chickens?
A wooden stick. My uncle locked me in a coop with aggressive chickens once, and told me to fight them with a wooden stick. And it was pretty effective. I've been trained for this.
When you were partying, I studied the coop. When you were having premarital sex, I mastered the coop. While you wasted your days at the gym in pursuit of vanity, I cultivated inner strength. And now that the world is on fire and the chickens are at the gate, you have the audacity to come to me for help.
Dude, your uncle sounds kind of mean. Are you okay?
No, he died in the coop.
How do we make sure he isn't a chicken spy?
We have to ask him a question only a human would know.
What does KFC stand for?
Kids fighting coop.
When I was 9 or 10, I was forced to help feed the chickens in the mornings by my uncle's wacky wife. Every day I knew that asshole rooster was hiding up high ready to dive bomb me. I'm 35 years old and I ducking hate roosters.
I had the coolest rooster a few years ago, named Chester. Would follow me around like a puppy, pecking on bugs, ready to defend me from strangers. Not afraid of anything. Bossed around my cat a bit too. Had no idea they could be like that.
I don't object to the existence of roosters. I just hate him occupying the same square mile as me. If Chester was in my room now, I'd hate him from under my covers.
My rooster Twitter is like that. He's such a gentleman with his hens. If I feed him, he starts clucking and showing his ladies the food. He lets them eat first.
I raise chickens. We keep a chicken stick right by the gate. It's a 4-foot wooden walking stick. It's for the roosters. The hens aren't a problem. Usually you use the stick to poke the rooster and keep him at a distance. But in a pinch you can swing and hit him with it. I usually just punt him if he gets too close. Roosters can be vicious assholes.
Ah. The rooster punt. I can feel the swing and feathery thwomp still. I grew up with an exceptionally stupid one. The standard routine would be to open the barn, punt, start a task, and then punt every 15 to 30 seconds depending on how far he went, or how many obstacles impeded his sprint back.
The mental image you've painted is ducking hilarious.
Throw styrofoam on the ground. Those dumb shites never stop pecking it, trying to eat it, realizing it's inedible, then pecking it again. It's pocket sand for ground birds.
Is this like one of those animal logical bug loops? I read once about some types of insect you could mess with by repositioning its prey over and over and it'd get stuck in a loop.
Wait. If you're repositioning the prey over and over, aren't you the one stuck in the loop?
I've done enough acid to know where this is going.
Speaking of styrofoam, mix it together with gasoline into a slurry. You now have napalm. Set it aflame and toss it on the stupid yardbirds.
Throw in some pepper and ketchup a bit later. Salt to taste.
Throw in a potato and you got a stew, baby.
What are potatoes, Precious?
You know potatoes, boil 'em, mash 'em, stick 'em in a stew.
Priority 1 is to deal with the chickens that my stepdaughter has to deal with. She's 4. I think she could go 1 versus 1. But 2 versus 1 she'd need a little help. Then once I get one down I pick it up and use it like a club.
Between you, you have to deal with 5.4 chickens.
I have 4 kids. And a vegan best friend. I'm responsible for at least 16 chickens. Duck it. Give me a KSG-12 and I'll use it like a club on the last 3.
Does this number of chickens include roosters? My money is in a rooster over a 4-year-old. Those duckers don't play.
I grew up on a farm and we had a really mean evil rooster. How mean was he? That ducker fought a hawk and won. Few weeks prior to that he also attacked my sister, who was around 2 years old. And her injuries were so bad, we had to take her to the ER.
A few weeks passed between a rooster attacking your 2-year-old sister and he wasn't in the fryer yet.
It wasn't my call or he would have been. He was evil dressed up in chicken feathers. I was afraid to gather eggs or even walk across the yard.
My dad grew up on a farm that had chickens. The rooster would always attack him when he went to gather eggs. When he was about 8, he told his mum he didn't want to get eggs because of the rooster. She told him to get a baseball bat and show the rooster who's the boss. He went out with the bat, and when the rooster attacked him this time, he cracked it with the bat. It flopped on the ground dead. He was scared and went back to tell his mum what happened, expecting a beating of his own. She calmly said, "I guess we're having chicken for dinner tonight." They went out to get the rooster, and it was upright walking around. He hadn't killed it, but knocked it out. He said the rooster left him alone after that when he had the bat in his hand.
I will attack the eyes of my .39 human. My fellow chicken or chickens will attack the groin.
I'm picturing 3 chickens popping out of a trench coat, lunging for vital organs.
There has to be anime of this.
Block-a-doodle-doo mother duckers.
I am old-fashioned, so I prefer the Nagant 7-shot revolver. If you are not firing high-velocity armor-piercing 7.62mm ammunition at your adversary, are you really shooting? The Glock 17 may have more shots on tap, but when the armored chickens come knocking, you will be out of cluck.
First I would cross the road.
Why did you cross the road?
In order to beat the enemy, you've got to think like the enemy.
Foul, a foul.
A frying pan. Double use. During and after the fight.
I second this.
Conceptually, yes. Though most people are unprepared for the visceral chore of plucking a chicken.
That's why you use Nair.
That sweet Nair and pepper chicken recipe.
I'm going to wear my snow pants, winter coat, hat, gloves, etc. so they can't peck at me or claw me. And then I'm just going to whack them in the head with a baseball bat.
I like your idea. I'd prefer to use a golf club myself. A good 9-iron.
If we're gonna use sport accessories, I'm gonna go with a tennis racket. Yeet them in the air so they can experience at least once in their lives how flying feels.
I've got 10 German short-haired pointers. I'd just open the door.
I own around 50 chickens. And depending on the date, it might be around 200 when our small chickens have grown. So I'm pretty sure I'm ducked.
Nah. I can fight 3 chickens naked and blindfolded with my balls covered in chicken feed.
You have some interesting hobbies.
It's actually gig work. You know, gig economy. Comes with the territory.
Preheat the oven to 180 Celsius 350 Fahrenheit. Finely chop 2.7 onions and add to fresh sage and breadcrumbs. Combine with a beaten egg and season with salt and pepper. You'll have time to peel the potatoes later. Now toe punt the duckers. Yeet.
Choking. I'm an expert at choking the chicken. Edit choking the chicken is a euphemism for wanking where I'm from. It has nothing to do with BDSM or rough sex.
Euphemisms aside, that is a sound plan.
The sound is fap 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 fap.
Not at all, babe. If you grab a chicken by the neck and quickly helicopter it over your head, it's as good as dead in 3 or 4 spins. Just gotta be fast. Take down 2 in a few seconds. And have it chickie number 3.
This is the same strategy for geese. People always seem to want to kick a goose and hope they scare it off. This only makes the goose angrier. You just gotta embrace your inner Undertaker and choke slam those duckers.
I've owned chickens before. Ex-bats. And once witnessed them murder a much bigger bird by chasing it into a corner and hammering its skull in with their beaks. So I'd be ducking scared.
How'd you get your bats to turn into chickens?
This comment is just too stupid. I love it, lol. First comment I have actually laughed out loud for.
What does he mean, ex-bats?
Ex-bats is short for ex-battery hens, meaning they saved them from slaughter after their egg production dropped.
You mean a chicken coop?
Undervalued comment of the day.
Dress up as Colonel Sanders.
The legendary quality item Colonel Sanders outfit adds plus 40% melee damage. Plus 40% chance for critical damage. And immunity to pecks.
Alright, you beautiful people. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a like. And subscribe to this channel, so you won't miss out on future videos like this one. Peace out, you bad sassers.